All right, guys, welcome back to the Red Eagle. So today we are going to do my requested prediction, Trump versus Biden. And so I already filled out the states that would be safe for both parties. So now we're going to go from the West Coast to the East Coast, fill out all the states in order. Personally, Nevada, I mean, Biden doesn't have a whole lot of appeal there, but it just feels like the suburban sprawl out of Las Vegas would be too large at this point, so I think he would take Nevada. As for Arizona, it's still a very Republican state. I know in the midterms you saw the Senate race go very narrowly blue for a very, very centrist candidate. So I do think Arizona would stay leaning in the Trump column. New Mexico, on the other hand, I would say is probably likely for the Democrats at this point. They'll win it by about 8 to 9%. Obviously, last time around, Gary Johnson took a bunch of votes away from Trump, but in this case, I think Biden would still win by around 10 points. Colorado, I would put in the lean Trump column. I know that a lot of the new business there is the marijuana industry. Biden is not really friendly to weed, probably about on the same level as Trump is. If Trump does something like legalize it by executive order, which I don't expect him to do, it's very, very plausible that Colorado could go in his favor. Now, as for Texas, likely red. If Beto couldn't win with $30 billion poured into his campaign, what makes you think Biden, who is tied to the Obama administration, which is very, very unpopular in Texas, gets it? Also, all the people upset about Trump, and his, women type of things, like, you think that they're going to come out for Biden? Actions speak louder than words. Come on. Now, I'll fill out Nebraska's 2nd district, which went red in the 2018 midterms. I believe that will go to Trump when it's all said and done. Also, since we're out here, might as well fill out Maine's 2nd district, which I also will believe will go in that same level. It's just too far gone at this point. Also, I think Georgia is a state which will go to Trump likely. It's probably going to go by about 5 to 10 percentage points there. Democrats came close in the midterms. I don't think that they're going to turn out at that same level again. While Republican turnout will spike up because of Trump will be on the ballot, there will probably be a Supreme Court seat at stake if possible. Also, Iowa and Ohio, the Rust Belt. People are always going to be on here commenting about how Biden has Rust Belt appeal. I don't see him having any appeal out here. He's pro-TPP. Hillary was slightly anti-TPP, and she got blown out here. Trump easily can tie it to the high unemployment rate in the Rust Belt under Obama. He could easily tie Biden down to the TPP. He'll just be a lot easier candidate to beat than I think people give him credit for. That being said, I think he takes Virginia likely. Too elitist. A lot of the people there live in northern Virginia, and they simply just get their living by working in the deep state in D.C., so I don't see Trump having a shot there, even though he'll drive up turnout in the rural areas. I do believe North Carolina will lean in his favor, and I do believe that simply off the fact it's a very high military population in that state, and yes, the urban areas are growing, but the Appalachian areas are a big part of the state, and you saw Trump rise up over 2012 margins in places like Kentucky, West Virginia, Tennessee, and that part of the state is very similar to those areas. So Trump should probably take it by around 3 to 5 points. Now, I'll put Florida in the tilt column. It's always going to be a very close state. I know they're going to let felons vote, but the studies have only shown that will probably net them 75,000 votes. And if the Republicans pass the act in the Florida Congress that will make them pay back their court fines so they can vote, which I don't even know is fair myself, but personally, politically, I think it would help the Republicans. Trump should take that state. Republicans won the popular vote in the House in the midterms, so that shows you a lot. I think Florida stays in that column. Maine's 2nd district, leaning Biden. Biden probably wins it by around 4 to 5 points when it's all said and done. Hillary won that, Maine at large. Now we can fill out the Rust Belt. I believe Minnesota. The thing is, Minnesota's a very weird state. They always elect, candidates that are a little radical, candidates that are a little unusual, like Jesse Ventura, Ilhan Omar. Trump came close. They voted for Bernie in the primaries. I believe that, also Michelle Bachmann, don't forget about that. I think that Trump will narrowly carry Minnesota. I think all he has to do is flip Duluth and just have the Minneapolis, St. Paul Metro will be the only blue counties on that map. He should take it. You got to look at trends. Trends do exist. Also, Wisconsin. When you adjust the exit poll approvals to fit the turnout margins in Wisconsin, it should probably lean or maybe even likely be Trump. I'm going to give it a lean Trump now. Just because, and I know the poll came out, showed Biden winning by 8, but you can't trust the early polls. Evangelical turnout was very low. Rural turnout was much lower than necessary. In the midterms, I feel if Trump was on the ballot, especially running against Biden, who is not really the Rust Belt candidate, look at him. He is anti-TPP. I mean, he's pro-TPP. He's pro-NAFTA. And Trump, personally, I think he'll win Wisconsin based off of that. I think he tilts winning in Michigan. I'll pull this up right here. From statespoll.com, which was the most accurate poll for the 2016 election because they weight the polls, shows that in the exit polls, once you weight all of the different subcategories, the realistic Trump approval rating would be 49%. Now, that'd probably be enough to beat Biden, especially if a third-party candidate like Howard Schultz runs. At Pennsylvania, I'm going to leave that as a pure toss-up because Biden does have appeal here because he's from Scranton, and Pennsylvania doesn't seem to be as anti-free trade, in my opinion. But at the same time, their coal industry is huge, and Trump did really well with that. So personally, I think I'll leave Pennsylvania as a toss-up, but I think Trump could easily win it. We'll see what happens when it's all said and done, but as of right now, I have it at Trump with 296 and Biden with 222, 20 in the toss-up category, probably going to go to Trump. The map will be probably exactly the same as the... Well, you know what? I made a mistake here with New Hampshire. New Hampshire should probably be tilt Trump at this point. Trump has a lot more appeal in this northeastern region. You're not going to put some... Biden is dull. He's dull. When it comes down to things, it's party lines and turnout. That's all that matters at the end of the day. And Trump could easily get that turnout up there, especially with his opioid relief legislation. That could really help. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Please like this video, comment, and please subscribe. Last video came out last week. We didn't even hit 100 yet. Now look at us. We're at right now at 152, and we are growing. So please subscribe. Hit that bell for notifications so you never miss another video. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and like us on Facebook. Links are in description. And please donate to the Patreon as we're listener-supported. The link for that is also in the description, and you will get some free shit for that. All right, guys, thanks again for watching. Red Eagle, out.